You're a little choir boy. That's what you are. You're a little choir boy. End of Days, released in 1999 and is directed by Peter Hyams, who's also behind such films like Sudden Death, Heimkap, The Musketeer, and The Sound of Thunder. And this film, of course, if you haven't told by now, is starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Gabriel Byrne, Kevin Pollak, and Robin Tunney. And the reason why we're talking about The End of Days today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a longtime contributor, I'm going to say, and supporter of this channel, David Klimoff. Thank you very much for this recommendation. He actually sent this recommendation over recently with a bunch of other horror films that we're going to be reviewing this October. Of course, we got all the spooky stuff up here. But he also recommended his film book that he wrote. I haven't read it yet. I have ordered it, and it should be arriving today, actually. So I'm definitely going to check that out, David. I'll put the link to your book in the description of this video. That way, anyone else out there can help support David and buy his book, read his book, and give him all the 5-star reviews on Amazon so that he can keep doing what he's doing. And if anyone else out there also wants to support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with David here. The year is 1999, and everyone's freaking out because it's the end of the millennium, and people think that Satan is gonna take over and the world is gonna end. Well, that type of talk is nothing for Detective Jericho Kane, who's more of a private investigator security guard dude who has a huge drinking problem because he lost his wife and his daughter. But suddenly Kane finds himself caught up in some prophical shit because a woman by the name of Christine is living in New York City, and apparently she was born destined to fuck the devil and give birth to the Antichrist. So of course, it has to be up to Arnold Schwarzenegger to save the day, to save the new millennia, and to save the world from Satan. I honestly can't believe those words came out of my mouth in that order. Oh wow, this is great. I love this movie. If you want a sense of where pop culture and where society was in the 90s, in particular in the late 90s in 1999, yeah, definitely watch this movie. I remember reading articles and reading magazines in school, because in school, in middle school, you would have like those teenage little magazines that you would read, and it would help everyone's reading skills or whatever. And they were talking about the Y2K bug and what's going to happen at the stroke of midnight. That was the world in 1999 for all of you younglings out there watching this. But there was also the crazier people out there who thought because it's the year 1999, once 2000 hits, that's when the devil is going to take over because something was written in a Bible somewhere or something. I don't know. The plot here is very, what's the word? Stupid? I know how this film got started and how it was created. Someone in a pitch meeting said, what if Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes, Conan the Barbarian, the dude from Predator, the Terminator, what if he took on the devil? And that's how this film got greenlit. It didn't matter what the story was. We're putting Arnold Schwarzenegger up against the devil. Not really the devil, just a guy. Basically the supernatural version of the devil. We do get some very, very dated CGI of the devil rendering, and it brought me back to films like Spawn, where you have just video game effects on screen in a movie, and it looks like shit. But you know what? Now looking back on it, it's endearing, because you have to start somewhere in CGI. Now Arnold, for his credit, taking on this role, this is almost a complete departure from anything that I've ever seen him perform in. This Jericho Kane detective, PI, bodyguard dude is an absolute drunk. He is a mess. His apartment's a mess. He doesn't have his shit together, which in a Schwarzenegger film, I always felt that any character that he played had his shit together, or at least was in control of his destiny, and he had a sense or an idea of what he wanted to do as a person. This is the first time that I've thought of Arnold Schwarzenegger in a role where this guy is just
living out his days, not caring, not doing anything, really. He is a bum, he is a drunk, he's taking leftover foods from around the place, and he's putting it in a blender, and that's how he's waking up, after, of course, he's already drank a fifth of vodka. So I appreciate, as an actor, taking on this different type of character that you've been shoehorned into your entire acting career. Here is something different, so you're wanting to, cut your teeth on new emotions and new presentation of yourself. So I respect that. But do know that we do get the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger isms in this film, in particular when we get to the fight scenes between him and the devil, when he's hanging out the window and he's trying to hold on, or when he's in the church and the invisible devil is throwing him around and he's being thrown through all the pews. Oh God, I have the devil inside of me, I'm going to beat him. But bless his little heart for trying. It's a movie that you kind of have to turn your brain off when it comes to the logic of the devil's plan, because the devil, who I thought just, knows everyone, because apparently he's supposed to, according to Christianity. He comes up and possesses this dude who already looks like he's dressed as the devil, just all black everything. But he's having trouble finding Christine, who is the woman prophesied to fuck him so that they can give birth to the Antichrist. That's why he goes over to Cain's apartment. It's like, hey, give me the girl and I'll give you your family back. Like, you're the devil. Don't you know where she is? Aren't you supposed to know? And also, sir, just this whole prophecy of the devil coming back by 1999 to have sex with the woman so that the birth happens at the new millennia. So does the devil recognize daylight savings time? I don't think that was a thing back in biblical times. And apparently the devil follows Eastern Standard Time when it comes to us here in America. The stroke of midnight only happens here, Eastern Time in New York City. Doesn't happen, in LA, or if we're going across the pond, doesn't happen in the UK, or in Africa, or in Japan, or China. Nope, everything happens in New York City, because America and New York City is the greatest city and the only city in the world, according to Christianity. The movie is pretty silly. It is a silly attempt at trying to be scary and also trying to be a thriller and also trying to be an action-adventure film. It is kind of fun, though, going back and looking at how the world was acting in 1999, because this is not the only artistic project that came out that year that was about the end of the world or the end of days, because it's the end of the millennia, which apparently people thought was just a big thing. Oh my god, we shorthanded our years in the computer, and now when it resets to 00, everything is going to come crashing down and nuclear warheads are going to be shot off because the computers don't know dates and stuff. I love late 90s people and late 90s concepts. It just puts a smile on my face. I'm going to give End of Days 2.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I found that if you have a goal, that you might not reach it. But if you don't have one, then you are never disappointed. And I gotta tell you, it feels phenomenal.
So guys, if you've seen End of Days, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.